everybody, welcome back to the channel. I'm Jacob.
I'm David.
And first off, a little bit of housekeeping. Don't forget, we have a hat giveaway of your favorite team at 500 subs. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to make sure you're in for the chance to win said hat.
Yeah, we're about halfway there. We're at just about 250 subs, so we're getting close, guys. We're getting close.
I'm hoping to have it happen before the season.
That'd be great.
Right. With that being said, we're going to jump into it. Today, we're going to talk about, as you can probably see from the title, our potential sleepers. We got 3 that we're going to have some stats with, and then 3 that we think are just situationally set up to possibly be some sleepers.
Mm-hmm.
But let's just jump right in. And if you want to start.
Yeah, I'll start it off. Kind of who I like towards the end of the season, helped me win one of my leagues last year, was Tyler Show from the Saints. And I think that he has a potential from where he's positioned to be a great pickup or a great sleeper. His last 6 games, he started around week 9, I believe. And then, he had a couple games that were like, but, first couple starts, but then his last 6 games were all over 20 points. So I think that, and they didn't bring anybody in, so he has no competition really. I think that he'll be the starter from the get. And if he picks up from that momentum, I think from where he's listed on his ADP, I think he could be a good sleeper.
And I think currently his ADP consensus overall, and we're using Fantasy Pros, is 122. So that puts him at what? 10?
Right around 10. Around 10.
10? Am I thinking
third
that?
Pick of the 10th round?
Something like that? Right around the 10th round. So it's not a bad. That's about where I like to draft QBs anyway. So you never know, I might be drafting him this year.
Hey, I don't think you'd be disappointed with him.
No, I think if I could get similar production as his last, would we say 5-6 weeks, I'll be happy with 17 to 20 points a game. Unlike, I think my QB last year didn't. But,
yeah, that's the risk you take with getting the QBs late. You never know. But hey, if you can get one late and he produces, then.
But he came in at what, great. Week 9 is when he had his first start, so he didn't even start until halfway through the season. So I am actually interested and excited to see how he's gonna do with a full season under his belt now.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully he doesn't have a sophomore slump, but excuse me.
CJ but I think Stroud's that still dealing with that sophomore slump. If he can limit the turnovers, because he did have 6 within that second half of the season, which isn't terrible, but it was 6 to 10 touchdowns. So I would like to see, hopefully, that ratio get a little wider between touchdowns and interceptions.
Yeah. I mean, as an Eagle Collins owner, I hope he bounces back good too.
Oh, I was talking about Show, not Stroud.
Oh, well, you didn't transition well.
My bad. We're on sleepers. Stroud,
yeah, that's true. Stroud could be a sleeper too. I mean,
I guess it's possible if he wants to have he definitely is going to be either drafted super late or not drafted at all. Especially in a 12-man league, there's definitely 12 quarterbacks above him that.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, especially I mean, we don't do 2 QB leagues, like we don't do super flex or anything, but Show would be a perfect QB to pick up in a super flex league. At least,
yeah. I think he'd be a good one, because he'd probably be underrated.
But if you're like me, you like to draft late, like draft QBs late, and in the teens, Show I think is a perfect pickup, and will do the job.
No, I agree. I think that he'd be a good, if you can get him in the late after 10. I think he'd be a good pickup.
Oh yeah, I agree. Let's go in. So that was our QB. I'm going to transition to running backs. And for me, and though I hate to say it as a Packer fan, Kyle Manungai. Now, he did split a lot of time with Swift, and I do see that still happening. But if we look at his total yards, he had 783. Yeah, 783. And his average yards per attempt were 4.6.
Yeah, I think. I mean, there's a lot of. I've seen a lot of people up on him. I think he's going to be someone that can take over or kind of like a Gibbs Montgomery split kind of thing.
I can see, and I definitely can
Especially with
see
Ben
him.
Johnson as the coach. I think that's
Right.
kind of what he's trying to do.
And I definitely see him being more of the bruiser, so I think he'll take more touchdowns than he did last year. I mean, he had 5 last year, which
Hmm.
for a rookie and for somebody that came in kind of
Splits and everything.
quietly and split, 5 is pretty
Hmm.
good. I could actually see that cranking up, gain a couple more, and who knows, maybe if you see a little bit of injury, which we don't hope for injuries, but if it
No, no, of
happens,
course not.
you might even see Manungai break 1,000 yards this year. Like, if he could get a few more touches, I do think he's more athletic than Swift.
Yeah.
So I do think we'll start seeing the split go in favor of Manungai. But as
Hmm.
of right now, his ADP is sitting at 93, which is
Okay. In the eighth round.
ninth round.
Eighth round.
Eighth round?
Yeah. Yeah, 96 would be the end of the eighth round.
Oh, and just so we know, we're considering sleepers anybody 8th round or later. If you're drafted in the 5th, 6th, like there's an expectation. You should be
I
starting.
mean, there's still those potentials of like
right.
they perform like a second round pick
Right.
or something like that, you know. But yeah, we're going eighth round or later.
Yeah. But I think overall ADP at 93. I mean, currently at time of recording, which is July 7th, I don't see that may go up a little bit. He may be drafted in the 7th round. I don't see it going too much higher because of all the other running backs that we have in the league.
I think it just depends on how the draft goes. I mean,
Correct.
that one year we had 15 running backs go in the first 2 rounds. I think it felt like it was ridiculous.
Our league is definitely drafts running backs heavy, so it is a scarce position for us.
I think that year I ended up going receiver my first 3 picks just because who was available at my pick was like, I don't want to reach just because it's a position.
Right.
So, but I got lucky. I got lucky that year. I got Hubbard and Irving and Chase Brown in the late rounds, and they all ended up having a great year. So
hey, and you never know those late round pickups. those are where it hits.
I mean, that's where you win your league. I think.
I do too. Especially if you could draft them. Now, obviously, if you pick them up on waiver wire.
Yeah.
And I'll throw in a few. We'll throw in a few honorable mentions at the end. I think there was a couple guys we were talking about. We just didn't really make sense for them to maybe potentially be sleepers, but there might be a few guys at the end.
I'm sure there's going to be at least a few. Yeah.
Let's move on. Who's your running back sleeper?
So my running back sleeper, it might be a little bit of a homer pick, but I think Jordan Mason can be a solid sleeper. He's sitting behind Aaron Jones. I think, honestly, he's going to take the early down runs. He's just Jones is a tough runner too, but I think Jones will, because of his age, is going to be more probably that third down passing game kind of running back. Jordan Mason was averaging 4.77 yards a carry last year.
He
and
led
Minnesota
the Vikings in rushing yards too at 700.
Well, that just shows how little the Vikings ran. But they hired a bunch of coaches who specialize in running the dang ball. So I really think that hopefully O'Connell is like, okay, we got to balance it out. And then if Murray or JJ, whoever's the quarterback, I think it'll be Murray to start is what I think it will be.
Assume Murray.
I think so.
He's the better quarterback now. The more I look at this situation, I don't have a lot of high hopes anymore. Like I think it was fun when Murray first got there, but then you start looking at some of the OTAs and you're like, I don't know.
Yeah, new system, playing with a lot of the, I think it'll be fine. I think it'll be rough at first. I mean, if they come out and lose to Green Bay week 1 and he doesn't look good, people are gonna be like, "Oh, he sucks. I'll switch to McCarthy."
Not when they lose to Green Bay week 1.
We'll see about that.
But no, I will agree though. I will agree. Jordan Mason, even splitting with Aaron Jones, still out yarded him, if that makes sense. More yards than him. Had 6 touchdowns. And then, like you said, 4.77. This is rounding up to 4.8. So 4.8 yards per attempt is really good. And honestly, like if you look at his past times in San Francisco, like 5.2 yards attempt, 5.2 yards attempt, like he's a good runner.
I think if given the opportunity, if given the carries, if he can bump up to 200 plus carries in the season, I think that he will be a very solid fantasy running back and just running back in general.
And what's nice about him, his overall consensus ADP as of right now, 124.
Yeah, man.
That's
you can get him at that, like that's round 10. You're gonna, 10. That's around 11. Around 10 and at 120. So
that definitely.
I'd take him there for sure in a heartbeat.
We're assuming a 12-man league. Now we run a 14-man league, but we're assuming a 12-man league. That's early 10th round.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like
that's in a 14, yeah.
In a 12-man league.
Oh, 12-man, that'd be 11th round.
11th round? Am I tripping? Did I do my math?
Because 12, 10 rounds is 12. That's 120. So it'd be the start of the 11th round, 4th pick. Tomato. It's late. I think it'd be a good pickup for sure. Obviously, I think Jones will probably start the season off much stronger. But I think
he's getting up there in age, and with his injury history, I think there's going to be a lot of opportunities for Mason, just like we saw last year. So
I do too. I think that he'll be a great sleeper pick,
which is why I got him in Dynasty, and why I made that trade.
Sure, it is. I think us talking about him made you like him a lot more.
I think that's fair. I picked him up. I traded him like a month ago. I think I got him like a month ago.
But you probably weren't looking at it like that.
No. I was like, I did the preliminary, like looking at it like, okay, he's the only other person there. Like they did bring in that rookie, but like, I don't know if he'll take away touches.
From what I've seen, he's more of like Aaron Jones would take the touches from him if he starts to
correct. So for me, I was like, I have really good running backs, so he's gonna sit my bench, except for bye week. So like, it was like I'll take the flyer on him and see if it works for me or not.
Yeah, for sure.
So those were our three. With some statistical backing, just as we see it. And
the next three don't have a ton of stats to back it up, but their situations have improved.
These next three are based on vibes, all right. And I I'm just kidding. They're based on situations.
Like trust me, bro. No.
Yeah, it's that trust me, bro. No, it's based on situations, and we'll just jump right into the next one. We're going to talk about Malik Washington, because who the hell else do they have in Miami? So you got to throw the ball to somebody.
Yeah.
And so I think honestly, you could pick any of the receivers there, and one of them is going to get the opportunity. I think my best bet is Malik Washington. He's been there for 2 years. Granted, I know it's a new head coach, new quarterback, new system. So
so for players not named A-Chain,
right,
A-Chan, however you say his name,
right. But like I said, who the hell else do they have? He's set up to be the number one right now, and his ADP is 184 outside of drafting, so you can even get him on the waiver wire if you want to wait a week or so, but then that gives your other league mates the opportunity to also
especially after seeing this video.
Hopefully more people see it.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, no, I think he'll be solid, or somebody else will be, but like my bet would be on him. And like I said,
of who they have currently.
Of who they have currently, unless they bring somebody else in. But like on the receiver market, who's out there? Diggs, Tyreek Hill, they don't want him back. Like,
no, there's a couple older receivers that have injury histories that could, maybe make it. But I think they're going to tank.
I think so. Yeah,
You know,
unfortunately, which I hate to,
play hard, but
yeah.
let's be real, they're not
But
living
you can
up
see a
with.
lot of like trash time point, or what is it?
Oh yeah, the
Garbage
garbage
time
points.
points. So I was like, what is it
Oh
called?
yeah,
So like that'd be cool, and
for
especially
fantasy purposes, it'll be
right
fun.
for fantasy purposes, and or if you're hurting because of injury and he's sitting there on waiver because nobody drafted him, it might be a nice little quiet sleeper that could, do some work for your team.
Yeah.
Moving on for your next
So
receiver.
my receiver sleeper, and it's another player that he was on Minnesota, so I got to see him play a little bit. Yeah, hey, he's not Homer anymore, but I really want to see how Jalen Naylor does in Las Vegas. They brought him in, paid him like $35 million, which isn't like crazy wide receiver one numbers, but it's also like, hey, can you prove it?
Right.
And they didn't bring anyone else in really. They have
No.
Beck and Trey Tucker, and then obviously
Myers
Bowers.
is gone.
Yeah, so I mean, he's listed as their wide receiver one. Obviously, that can change, but I mean, he's got all the opportunity. I mean, he was overshadowed by Jordan Addison and Jefferson, so he didn't really get to shine a lot in Minnesota because he was their wide receiver 3. So, if given the opportunity, can he? I mean, he's a speed guy. I know the Raiders like the speed guys. He's got like his yard per catch is like almost 16 yards per catch or something like that. So he's got that speed. He could be that deep target, but I think, maybe given the chance, can he produce, not like Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase levels of numbers like that, but, can he be a
solid start every week, depending on how you draft? Like if you do a running back heavy draft and then he's like your wide receiver 3, like that might be a solid pickup that you like will throw in flex every now and again. Or depend, because his consensus overall ADP is 147. So like you're not spending a high draft pick on him.
Yeah, and the other thing that I like too is that Kirk Cousins played with Naylor in Minnesota. So while he's starting, they could have already have that chemistry going. And,
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Should we just call it the Las Vegas Vikings now?
No, I think they need at least a couple more players for that to It's not like what is it? I felt like there was a time when Seattle would be getting a lot of Minnesota players. Like it was weird. Like it felt like every time the player left Minnesota, they'd go to Seattle.
They would just go to Seattle. It's like that's where the landing spot was.
Yeah, it was weird.
But yeah, no, for Naylor, I agree. I agree with you. I think where you would be drafting him at that point, you're just filling out your bench and let him ride. See what he does, and if he starts killing it, like better quarterback play,
wide receiver 2 maybe.
Solid he could solidly be a wide receiver 2 depending on Kirko. If he shows up to play or if he shows up to not.
The Raiders invested in some O-line players.
That's true.
I think if they can protect Kirk, he can dice. I mean, he's very accurate. He's a very accurate quarterback. I've seen him do some amazing throws.
I'll give that to you.
But he's not a scrambler.
And with Bowers being the main target, look for Naylor over the top. Like, I think you're gonna start seeing a lot of those, and that'll be nice to see.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I think for our last situational sleeper, we're gonna go tight end route. We're gonna go Gunnar Helm.
Yeah, I like Gunnar Helm in the situation. They bolstered up their wide receiver room, so I know a lot of people are like, oh, that's going to take targets away, and yeah, it will, but it can also open up the tight end more.
But let's be real about this. They got rid of Chiguyoko. They don't got nobody there at tight end other than Gunnar Helm. He's gonna see the majority of the snaps, and when the receivers aren't open, because though they did bolster the receiver room, I don't have high hopes for the receivers there, unfortunately.
Yeah, they have a lot to prove still.
Yeah.
I mean, I know Wandell is solid. He's not great. But he's not bad. And it just depends on how Tate can, what he turns out to be.
Right. So we got to see how they turn out, but he can be a nice dump off option, and
especially for a year 2 quarterback. I mean, I know he's got an arm, but man, he was running for his life last year. So
Right.
if it's similar, having hey, you're right there. I'm just gonna give it to you.
Right.
And in a PPR league, that's huge. I mean, he doesn't have to.
We want
if he gets 8 catches a game,
catches. PPR, we want catches.
Volume. That's what you look for. Volume.
And I think being the only like legitimate solid option at tight end there will be probably the best for him. And consensus ADP overall is 180, 15th round. I'm drafting kickers in the 15th round, so like,
right,
like you could even reach on him in the 13th and be fine if you don't have another tight end, or if you like to take 2 tight ends in your league, or if your flex option allows for tight ends, like he might be a good option just to like have on your bench and see how he does, and then flex him every now and again.
I'm telling you, I fought for years to get flex for tight ends.
You did.
And I got crap for it all the time. And this last year I drafted Kyle Pitts as my tight end too. Didn't need him all year.
Did it? Until you did.
Until I did. And he put up like 40 points. And then, McBride put up 30 and Bijan put up like 30. And
yeah, that was
all on the same day.
That was a solid, a solid week for you.
Yeah, but it's just like, having a second tight end, especially for a flex, I know the argument was like, oh, you'll never start him over a receiver.
And for the most part, that was true.
True, but it's like, you never know when a bye week or injuries.
In our Dynasty League, I was starting McBride and Gadsden towards the beginning and end of the season. In my
I so wish I had McBride, man. Could you imagine if I had McBride and Bowers still? Yeah, but I needed a running back bad.
That's true.
So
I came with
it was what it was
too.
I mean, if we make a trade, we're gonna get heat from people because we didn't make a trade with them.
That's true. They get mad at us when we make trades. They think we're colluding.
Even though the trades are
very even.
Yeah.
With that being said, we're going to call it there for the end of our video.
Yeah. Let us know if you agree or disagree with some of our picks, and maybe throw someone who you think will be a good sleeper.
Let us know who your sleepers are. That'd be cool. Other than that, don't forget, like, comment, subscribe, and enter for a chance to win a hat. It's free.
Free hat. All you have to do is spend
and
all it takes is a couple seconds of commenting and liking our video.
Heck, you could just comment a thumbs up and I'm cool with that, or thumbs down if you don't like our content. But you're still
engaging,
and you'll still be in as long as you're subscribed. So as of right now, we have one dude and he's our league mate. I don't want to give him the hat, unfortunately. I got to break it to him and he's going to watch this video and see that.
Yeah.
But that's cheating. So we'd
like to give it to someone who's not in our league.
Correct.
But if nobody comments and likes, then I'll
be forced to buy him a hat. So, all right. Well, with that being said, have a good one.
Have a good one, guys. See you on the next one.